Hi, I'm Tim Freeburn, the creator of Formula Pi. You might ask, what is Formula Pi? Well, Formula Pi is a self-driving robot race series where competitors from all over the world send in their code to control autonomous robotics and compete against each other in challenges and races. The racing in its current format has been going for over 2.5 years. We've had over 150 entries from competitors in over 20 countries. The robots are owned and maintained by us, so there's no need to buy a robot unless you want to for your own testing. And as we calibrate and maintain the robots, all the fields are equally matched for performance. You can't just spend more money to win, which makes it all about the code. There's also no need to travel to the racetrack, as all the races are live streamed on YouTube, so you can compete from anywhere in the world. To keep the racing accessible to everyone, entry is very low cost. It's currently only £37 or approximately $50 to enter a season. Example code is supplied by us when you enter. You can modify this as much or as little as you like, or even rewrite it completely if you wish. Just make sure you submit the code by the deadline set for each race, even if you aren't changing your code. You can send your code back to us via our FTP server or on an SD card in the post. Entry allows you to try your code in at least 9 heats, the top 10 robots fighting out for a place in the A finals or B finals. After you enter, we'll send you a Yeti lid, which you can decorate and return to us. We put this on top of the robot you're using in the race, so you can easily identify which robot is yours. You will need to send us a little information about yourself and a picture. We use this to introduce you in the live stream. Then, just watch the live stream and see how your robot compares to others. You can use test rounds to try out new code and new ideas. In the challenge rounds, 2 robots compete to avoid stationary robots and gain as many lap points as possible. In the race rounds, 5 robots go head-to-head. In both challenge and race rounds, there is a chance to gain points towards the finals. The top 3 winners take home a light-up trophy and great prizes including a Monsterborg robot and Raspberry Pi add-on boards. We have some great things coming in the near future, including the Raptor class and multiple track virtual racing, so watch this space. So that's a basic introduction. Thanks for watching. You can find out more information on the Formula Pi website, formulapi.com, where you can purchase an entry and get started in racing.
Good evening and welcome to Formula Pi, round 3, heats 1 through 3. My name is Claire Pollard. I'm going to be guiding you through tonight's racing as best I possibly can. I'm keeping my little eyes trained on the chat, so if you've got any questions and you want to find out more about what Formula Pi is about, please drop us a question and we'll do our best to answer it. We are the world's first autonomous racing series. We are the original. We were the people doing this first. First ones online, first ones to do this globally. So, welcome and good evening. You may have seen the intro video that we just did. There's some quite exciting new things to pick up on in there. So the first one, the biggest one that we want to introduce to people tonight, is the fact that we're doing virtual racing. Now, the reason for the big gaps in the calendar this year, so this is actually these 2 sessions tonight and tomorrow, are the last 2 races we're going to do this year, and we won't be back until the end of January. That's because we're doing this virtual racing series for Rolls-Royce. So in the UK, they're running this series internally. They're having lots of Rolls-Royce employees joining the competition and they're racing. So that is going to take up a lot of our time. However, these virtual rounds are something new to us and they're something that we've been working really hard on in the break. And this is why we've been so frantic in trying to get everything done. So that's kind of, when I said, can I speak about stuff, am I allowed to, a couple of weeks ago, that's what I meant. And we're talking about this. So keep your eyes peeled for the virtual rounds. The Raptors are still coming. We're working hard on them to make sure that they are just spot on. And they will be racing soon, I promise. And they will be so much quicker and so much more entertaining. But tonight, Still, we have 3 awesome Monster Borg heats lined up for you tonight. Kicking off, actually, I was talking in the Discord earlier on, because there's a Formula Pi Discord, and we were just sitting in the Discord chatting. We suddenly realised that tonight, actually, we've got some quite stacked heats. There are lots of really, really experienced competitors that have done multiple Formula Pi series, all stacked into these first 3 heats, which is going to make for some rather tasty racing, I think. So, without further ado, I will crack on with the spin view to introduce the first 5 robots that are lined up for their head-to-head racing session tonight. First up, on the left-hand side, we have Think Robot Team from Villeneuve-d'Ascq in France. They've got many years of coding experience. They got 17th in their first season of Formula Pi, and after last week's challenge rounds, they now sit 4th on the leaderboard, so good luck to Think Robot Team. Next up, we've got Team PiHard from Poole in the UK, 20 years of coding, 7 days of Python experience. They came 4th in their first season of Formula Pi. They got a DNS in testing, so we've got no time data for them. However, they did some really good racing in their challenge series, and they now sit 2nd after a good 6 laps in their challenge heat, which was fantastic performance. Next up, we've got IQaudIO, who've had a 10th, a 5th and a 7th in their previous results in Formula Pi. Best lap time so far in testing was a 17.3 second run, and they're currently sitting in joint 17th place on the leaderboard. Next up, with the beautiful painted lid, typical of the IT guy's lids. He's from Independence in Oregon, always does beautifully painted lids. This is his 4th season in Formula Pi now. Best time in training was 16.86 seconds with an average lap time of 17.01, currently sitting joint 12th. And finally, on the outside lane, we have Rasperras del Infierno from Madrid in Spain. They have had 5th, a 3rd, an 8th and a 24th in their previous Formula Pi appearances, and they're currently sitting joint 12th alongside the IT guy sitting next to them in that lane. It's a big old introduction. Really, it's a big old introduction. So that's your 5 robots first up tonight, all experienced Formula Pi competitors. 2 sponsors, I think, in there, sneaking in. So, Tim, please, send the robots away.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
So Tim has just radioed up to Aaron, who is in control of the light sequence at the start, in which we go green, red, green, and then we'll be away with racing, and the robots know to move off the line. And they're off. We've got 4 robots away with a 5th robot, Think Robot, not getting away, but Rasperras del Infierno leading into that corner along with PiHard, coming 2nd place there, I think, behind. 1 robot's gone backwards, and the other robot is stuck. I think the IT guy's gone backwards and has caused a bit of a headache for the Rasperras del Infierno team. But now PiHard is doing some really strong avoidance there, reversing and trying to have a second go at going around. Nearly sent them the wrong way round. Ooh, let's see if they can get themselves settled now, if all 5 robots can get themselves a little bit calmer now. PiHard really avoiding hard there. They've got the green light underneath their robot. They're the first to complete their lap. All the robots have lights underneath them to indicate who is who. So tonight we've got Think Robot have the red light underneath, PiHard have green, IQaudIO have blue, the IT guy has yellow, and Rasperras has white. And hopefully you should be able to distinguish which robot is which from that. We're going to improve the the little display that tells you which robot's which soon, to make sure that we have the colours on there and stuff, so it's a bit more indicative of who's racing. It looks like PiHard have just taken their 2nd lap there with the IT guy as well. I think this is going to be a tight little race between our previous finalists from Formula Pi. So the top 3 there that you're looking at have all been finalists in Formula Pi at some point in their history. PiHard got some excellent avoidance going on here, and they are currently taking the lead, it looks. So, just watching to see if PiHard getting their 4th lap in there. So everyone's settling down now, 2 minutes in. It's a pretty good race there. It's a shame for Think Robotics. It's the first non-start for them. I can see Stefan is in the chat. So sorry. I don't know what's happened. We will investigate that afterwards, as per usual. So if there's a problem with the robot, or something appears to have stopped them from getting off the line, we will do a full investigation at the end of the race to make sure that it wasn't a mechanical issue with the robot, which would obviously be our fault. So then we would need to replace the robot back on track. It looks like the IQaudIO team are a little bit stuck there, just underneath the red panelled start-finish gate. A little bit stuck there. Not quite sure if they're going to be able to get off the wall to carry on their race. But so far, this is pretty tight between the top three. Pi Hard currently taking the lead with 6 laps, and the IT guy and Rasperras del Infierno just following with 6 laps each as well. I think Pi Hard have just got the edge here tonight. If they can take the win here, this will do well for their leadership challenge. They are currently second behind Pico Hulkenborg, who had an astonishing first heat challenge where he got 9 laps, which is the best we've seen so far in Formula Pi, full stop. 9 challenge lap avoidances, which was a really good performance within 2 minutes, which has secured his position at the top of the leaderboard. But this tonight would be a good result for Pi Hard if they can hold on to the lead here. They look like they're about to lap Rasperras there, who can just come past the start-finish line. It's going to be a tight one. This is going to be really, really close. Good avoidance from Pi Hard as well. They've obviously worked hard on that in the break, and they've really made some improvements. See, it's quite responsive to the other robots. I can see every time they close in on Rasperras, their robot thinks that they're going to hit it. And beautiful inside line there from Pi Hard. What a wonderful overtake that was from the team from Poole in the UK. Fabulous inside line, really making mincemeat of that overtake manoeuvre. Thread the needle between the parked IQaudIO car and Rasperras del Infierno there. Wonderful move. Beautiful stuff there from Pi Hard. So the IT guy has also got some good laps in here. That's 11 laps now for the IT guy. Got second in one of his previous Formula Pi seasons. So it's great to have Jamie back, and always presents us with some beautiful lids that have got lovely swirls and all sorts of pretty patterns on. So I always look forward to receiving them. Favourite is still the one with googly eyes. I'm a big fan of googly eyes. Tonight you will see the most googly-eyed lid in the world. That's coming up later. As we said in the video, we insist on having these lids on the robots so you can decorate them and return them to us, so we know the difference between your robots and we can tell them from a distance. And it also helps us do the organisation with the code. Your code is kept with your lid when we do all of our organisation, and it just makes our job a little bit easier when we're programming 30 robots for a race. But looking like now at the halfway mark, Pi Hard have just got the edge over the IT guy there with 14 laps. Rasperras is sitting very close to the IT guy behind with 13 laps. IQaudIO is still stuck on the wall, and Think Robotics failing to get away. So that's not good for the team from France, but hopefully it's a temporary problem and it will be fixed for the next time we go testing in about 2 months' time. So like I said, the reason for the break is this new virtual racing that we're doing with Rolls-Royce. We are hoping that is going to become part of Formula Pi at some point in the future, and we'll make the virtual racing a new round if it's popular and people enjoy it. Because that's how we run things here. We ask for input and we like to know what people think. We've tried really hard this season to try and be a bit more talkative. So that's why the Discord's set up. If you are a competitor of Formula Pi and you're interested in joining the Discord, then please get in touch with us and we will send you an invite if you haven't received one already. I have sent out invites to most people. When we're sure that we're okay running it and we know how to run a Discord server, then we will be opening it up to the wider public, so you can come and join us and talk about Formula Pi and ask lots of questions and get involved with the race series. It's been fun so far. I think you've all enjoyed it. And again, I'll reiterate what I said in the Discord earlier on, but thank you everybody for being so supportive and positive and just really nice over social media this week, because you know it's been a difficult week for us. Without mentioning too much about it, progress has been made. We've tried to make contact with the parties involved so we can start talking to them, because there's not much we can do unless we're talking. So it's kind of where we're at. This is a great little race though. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. Currently sitting in the lead still is Pi Hard with 20 laps. IT Guy very close behind with 20 laps as well. And Rasperras del Infierno now on 19 laps too. This is close. I mean, this could be a 30-lapper. I'm fairly positive we could go 30 laps. So the average lap time is about 17 to 18 seconds. If we're talking about a good, solid lap. And we could easily fit in, how many, 9 laps now before we finish? We could hit 30 laps here in this one. And this was something we saw last season as well. It's strange how you get these clumps of people who can do 30 laps and they just smash them out in 10 minutes and it's done. And then you'll have another race where we'll barely hit 5 or 6, and it's amazing how they all seem to meet up. and we all seem to have these big races with lots of laps. But it seems like here we could be having another 30 lapper. I'd put my money on as Pi Hard getting more than 30 laps here. I think George is complaining in the chat that this race is too clean and tidy. Can you crash? Can someone do something? Well, I mean, the IT guy did complete an entire race on 3 wheels once, so maybe Jamie, if you could just kick off one of your wheels, complete this on 3 wheels, much obliged. We'd all really enjoy watching you do that on 3 wheels again. I think that was season 2 where we had the 3-wheeled racing. It was particularly entertaining. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. I'm being massively humble and massively thankful because you've been brilliant this week in keeping an eye on me and Tim and Aaron and the team. And yeah, we're really appreciative of the support because it feels like we're in a little bubble. So thank you for that. Coming into the last minute and a half here now. Pi Hard's still got the lead. Oh, something happening then because Tim changed angles pretty quickly. But it looks like this is going to be it. We're settling in now. I think we've got 3 robots chasing each other. Pi Hard going for the wide line, trying to slingshot round, get a bit of space for themselves before they make their final charge. But these 3 robots have been very, very well behaved. This is a great little race. Coming into the last minute now. So we run our races for 10 minutes. And the winner gets 10 points. Second place gets 8 points. Third place gets 6 points. Fourth place gets 4 points. And fifth place gets 2 points, as long as you have completed a lap, I believe it is. I need to double check the rules, but we give out points for people who complete laps, so we'll double check the rules. I'm going to go off browsing right now because you don't want to hear my tippy tapping. 40 seconds to go. I think this is going to be easy. 30 laps for Pi Hard. I think the IT guy and Rasperras potentially might miss out. We'll see. Oh, the IT guy could do it actually. Yeah, he could definitely do it. Come on, Jamie, let's have it. Making up for last year. It was a tough year for the IT guy last year. Difficult racing circumstances, but really attempting lots of very imaginative code and lots of very interesting strategies. So it's good to see IT go back, and it's good to see him performing well. I've just realised the track mics are on. Excellent. I was just shuffling things around. So there we go, everyone. Ooh, can Rasperras get around for it? Possibly not. A little bit too far out of touch there, but that is a good, solid first race. So, in 5th place, we've got Think Robotics failing to get off the line there, getting stuck. Everybody just stopped. Everybody just... Oh, let's make clean up easier, I guess. Thank you, everyone. That's very kind of you to help us with clean up. So, though, 5th place, Think Robotics team from Villeneuve d'Ascq failed to get off the line there. In 4th place, our sponsors, IQaudIO, getting stuck on the wall early doors and unable to recover from that. In 3rd place, with an impressive 29 laps, it's Rasperras del Infierno, a return to form there for the team from Madrid. In 2nd place, another return to form actually for the IT guy, 30 laps in 2nd place. And in 1st place, with a pretty commanding first race win, that is Pi Hard with 31 laps, keeping their heels clean. Again, that is 2 wins under their belt this season so far. So congrats, Pi Hard. I'm in the, let's say, commentary booth. It's the office below the track with Tim, who is looking very intentively at the camera. Any comments on that race? Would you like your mic up to give any comments, or are you just, nope, he's being...
A lot of laps.
A lot of laps. Quality. Well done, everyone. That was a great race. Loving that. So, I will perform all the little jobs I have to perform before we go on to the next heat. So, heat 2. As Aaron lines up all the robots and gets them all positioned in the right place, I will introduce you to who is sitting on the grid. First up on the left-hand side with the red light underneath their robot, it is Pico Hulkenborg, who had a 21st and then a 10th in last year's Formula Pi, which was a brilliant result for them. Average lap time so far is 17.75 seconds with a best of 17.09. They are currently first on the leaderboard, so looking to extend that lead tonight with a good lap count. Next up is Whacky Racing from Sydney, Australia. They've got 10 years professional coding experience. They've got a 15th in their first attempt at joining Formula Pi. They're currently sitting in 12th place after a good challenge heat, hoping to improve on that tonight for Whacky Racing. Next up in the middle, we've got sponsors Limilo. They are 15th and 6th in previous heats or previous iterations of Formula Pi. Best lap is 17.92 in testing with an average of 18.51. They're currently sitting joint 10th place on the leaderboard, so again, looking to get some more points for them tonight. And next up, the only new contestant so far tonight to join our racing. It's Team Muon from Kingston upon Thames in the UK. They've got 2 years of coding experience. They're a team of sixth formers from Kingston upon Thames. And they are currently sitting in third place on the leaderboard after a great challenge session last week. And finally, on the outside, we've got Makespace Randers from Randers in Denmark. They've got none to medium coding experience. They are a Makerspace. They got 7th in their first season of Formula Pi, so a great B final result. Did not start in testing, so we have no average times for them, but are currently sitting joint 17th on the leaderboard. So that's your new robots, all sitting with an orange light on at the moment because they're just booting up. We've still got a little bit of time to go. I was a little bit keen to, throw my introduction in like that real fast, but you know how it is. I'm quite excited tonight. I'll just write down those laps 18 and then I can do the leaderboard 31.
What do people think of all the virtual racing?
Oh, you got rid of it. Who got rid of it? Somebody got rid of it before I could write it. I can remember this. There we go. I remembered this now. Yeah, virtual racing seems to be going down a treat. This is, It's, I think people are pleased. There we go. All the lights have changed colour now so we can see which robot's which. So that is on the left-hand side, Pico Hulkenborg with a red light underneath. We've got Whacky Racing with a green light, Team Limilo with a blue light, Team Muon with a yellow light, and Makespace Randers with the white light on the right-hand side. The middle is definitely blue. The outside is definitely white. Hopefully that's clear enough. Somebody needs to design some new colours. If we could use sort of Octarine or something from Discworld, that'd be great. If somebody knows anywhere that sells LEDs that are that colour, please, info@formulapi.com. We'd love to hear from you because, you know, it's a bit difficult sometimes with 5 robots and different LEDs. But here they are, lining up, waiting to go. Oh, I've just been given the thumb from Tim. But also we're ready to start racing. Good luck, please. Send all 5 robots on their way.
Okay, start the light sequence, please.
So once again, we'll do red, green, red. No, green, red, green, and then we'll be away. I always get that the wrong way around. Maybe we should do it the wrong way around, just for me 1 week. Tense. All 5 robots away, with one taking a reverse manoeuvre there, but it looks like Team Muon are first into the corner. Pico got a bit stuck, but he's now off. He's on his way. Just in 4th place there, but there's still time to make it up. We've got plenty of time. Makespace Randers have gone the wrong way around the track, and they are stuck somewhere on the wall there. So that'll be a 0 for them, but it looks like Pico is in 4th. We've got Whacky Racing, Team Limilo side by side. Team Muon taking the lead at the moment. Ooh, this is going to be a tight one. Oh, this could be a fishy little race here. There could be some good racing here. Pico has just slowed down in the S's. Not quite sure why, but he's off again. Pico had an absolutely astonishing performance in the challenges. It was brilliant. 9 laps, which is currently the record set in the challenges, which are only 3 minutes in length. So to get 9 laps whilst avoiding robots stationary and crashing in front of him was pretty spectacular to watch. But tonight, it looks like Pico's having some trouble in the S's, which wasn't the case in the challenge. He was straightlining those S's with absolute aplomb last week. Couldn't quite understand how he was getting those lines. It was magic. There, see that apex move there from Pico. Looks like he could be making an overtake on Limilo here. But keeps slowing down in the S's. He's looking for something. But got very, very close there. That apex line was pretty tasty. Team Muon now extending their lead with Whacky chasing up the rear. Again, this is going to be another close little heat. Oh, Pico's slowing down in the S's. No, he's straight lining the start and then just slowing down. Team Muon now coming into lap Pico, I think, just about. They might do it on the next lap if they can keep consistent. Not quite sure. And Team Limilo, someone's just said in the chat, Team Limilo keeps slowing down at the start line. Let's see if we can watch the nose. So here's Limilo coming round now. Oh yeah, just keep slowing down underneath the gantry. It's unusual things to watch tonight. I'm watching more, trying to work out what's going on. It's tricky, this. I don't know what's happening. I'm watching this with... So Limilo went through there cleanly that time round. That was definitely a clean swing through from Limilo. So it's not a regular thing, but Pico's regular stopping in the S's. After straight lining it so well in the... There we go. Here's the Pico we know and love. He's back. There he is. He straight lined the S's there. Beautiful. He's now back. Team Muon still extending their lead now to 9 laps. They've just got away cleanly here. this could be another big lap count race. I'm going to put my money on it. I think this is going to happen, you know. I think this could be another 30 lapper. But interesting to see that the newcomers are really showing the old guard how it's done. Interesting. I'm really interested to know what people are doing here. So I don't see the code, I don't have access to the FTP or the code files that people put back. I kind of keep it that way because I'm really bad at keeping secrets. And if I find out that somebody's doing something and I can work out what they're doing, I would share it with other people because I'm really bad at keeping secrets. The fact that we've been doing the virtual racing thing with Rolls-Royce for about 3 months now, it's been really hard keeping that a secret. That's been really tricky. So, you know, this is why I don't look at the code. This is why I try not to look at what competitors are actually doing, and I just read the chats and see what people are saying that they're trying. Team Muon now 1 lap ahead of pretty much everyone. It looks like they just lapped Limilo there as well, really making mincemeat of the overtake manoeuvres. Here's Pico getting close to Limilo. I think this could be for position actually. Oh, close. Just backing off there when they saw Limilo, but that is Pico for place now, overtaking Limilo. So that is Pico into 3rd from 4th, making a move up. So they'll be tracking down Red Pie now and making a move. Oh, but Limilo have taken it back in the S's where Pico's slowing. This is going to be back and forth now between these two. And Pico's avoidance code is really good too. So that apex line is pretty good. Oh, just getting caught on the tail there. Really close. So Muon, Red Pie now close to Muon actually on the same lap. Muon have just increased, so that is another lap up for them. Aaron's got a tough job tonight. This is cut and really cut and thrust racing, if that's even a phrase. I feel like I'm dipping into the book of commentary similes tonight. Pico's really trying to make that inside line again around Limilo. Here's Muon now going for the lap on Limilo, I think. Is that Limilo? No, green light is Red Pie. Oh, Muon have reversed. Reversed from Muon. Oh, hold on. This could put some peril into the race here. Can they just... Oh, they've beached. Uh-oh. Oh, they've freed themselves. Whew, and now they're going the right way again. Oh, and breathe, everyone. But that looks like that's Red Pie Racing that have just gone past them. So that could be Red Pie for the lead there. That little wobble from Muon. There's now Pico overtaking Limilo. This is busy now, but that is Red Pie for the lead. Just ever so close. So now Red Pie and Muon battling for the lead. Muon seems to have now stopped. He's flipping over and having trouble. And now going backwards, upside down. They might here free. Oh, they might have decided to help Randers. Have a go at freeing them off the thing. If they give them enough of a punt, it might be enough to get Randers started again. That'd be great. Come on, Muon. So the first half of the race for Muon was absolutely spotless. But now it looks like Pico could catch up with Muon here. No, sorry. No, they have. They already have. Pico's already gone past Muon. Wow, this is all change here. So Red Pie now sitting on the top. Pico having a good sniff around the outside of the track there. Just making sure that everything's nice and clean and tidy for racing, by the looks of it. Having a bit of a clean up. But Red Pie Racing is now in the lead here with 19 laps. Limilo with 18, Pico with 18, and Team Muon with 18. And now 2 robots beaching. We had enough of that last week from Chitty Chitty Pi Pi. With a bit of X-rated racing, so please avoid any more humping of robots, please. Use pre-watershed. Keep it clean. And we did say in the chat, rubbing is racing, not that sort of rubbing. That's adult rubbing, and that is not welcome here. Tim's giggling now because I've mentioned rubbing. Right, Red Pie Racing, 21 laps in the lead. Limilo in second with 20. Pico in 3rd with 20 also, and Team Muon in 19 now in 4th place. They've dropped from 1st to 4th in at the blink of an eye. This is going to be a tight little race, this, you know. Oh, Muon's flipping on the apex. There's Red Pie Racing just gliding by around the midline. Muon here on the apex. No trouble for Pico though. Love that line. That's a proper racing line, that is. Interesting to see what Pico is doing around that inside line, but we have about 3 minutes left. 9 laps in 3 minutes is possible. Oh, big crash there. Big tangle. Oh, now Pico's joining in, and Muon and Red Pie Racing, and everyone's having a proper set to in the corner. I think everyone's getting grumpy and disgruntled now. Ooh, bit of a bash there, but it's let Pico free. It's meant that Limilo can now have a bit of a chase. That red light robot is Pico, is upside down now, so you can't see that splendid green lid. But Red Pie Racing now stuck in this corner, which might give Muon and Limilo a chance here to. So Limilo has taken the lead here from Red Pie Racing. Oh, this is chopping and changing so much. It's a close race now. So who is going to take the win on this? This is Red Pie Racing now setting back off again on their 24th lap. We've got Team Muon just self-righted now, trying to work out which way they're going, but they've stopped Red Pie Racing in their tracks. Pico is now in second place. He could potentially take the win here with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. This is tight. This is so tight. Muon now really throwing a spanner into the works with everyone else, just getting in everyone's way and causing trouble after being in the lead for so long in this heat. This is going to be tight. So I think Pico here could be actually around to take the lead here. Oh no, one lap off. I didn't miss that. So it looks like the green light robot there has been walled and then de-walled. That is Red Pie Racing. Muon now seems to be back to normal behaviour. They seem to have settled down again. 1 minute and 20. God, this is tight. Limilo now, another lap in. Pico coming around for yet another lap. This is... Oh God, I can't call this. So, Pico is upside down with red light on. Somebody's just asked in the chat, that's Pico. With the red light, so he's the really nice and easy one to see just going around the first corner. Limilo is, I think, also upside down. We've got another one that's upside down here. No, there's Pico. Limilo is the blue light robot. So they're just going around the last corner into the start straight, under the line. Limilo are now 2 laps ahead, Pico in second. This is a good comeback for Pico from 4th place and going slow through the corners. Still to get 27 laps is pretty impressive here. Limilo must be getting close to their 30 lap. That's kind of the peak. We get about 30 laps, we know that we've had a good, solid race. There's Limilo crossing the line for their 30th. Pico coming around now for the 29th. They will just clock in time. Red Pie just coming around for the 28th. They've unlapped themselves, but that's probably all we're going to have time for in terms of lappage. Limilo might squeeze another one in, but this has been a very tight race, so a well-earned win for Limilo. Not easy at all. Ooh, just getting across the line as the timer went off. This... Wow. Whew, let's have a breather for a minute. Oh, is Pico doing a spin for a bit? It's like a victory dance. Yes. Okay, that was Tim giving you a round of applause in the background. That is... Thank you. Thank you for making clean-up easy, everybody. If this was some sort of joint thing where you decided at 10 minutes you'd all just park up on the last straight, this is... Thank you. It makes our job a lot easier. So, I mean, you know, autonomous driving and racing, you could have autonomous tidy up as well. That'd be brilliant. Extra points for tidying up your robot into its designated bay. So, let's recap. Makespace Randers sadly getting stuck on the wall early doors, not able to make any moves there on the race at all. So that is, it says -1 because they've crossed the start line backwards. So that is actually 0. We'll class that as a 0 laps because they didn't do anything, which is a shame. In 4th place with 25 laps, the newcomers Team Muon, who led for most of that race, and then all of a sudden it all went to pot and didn't quite work out for them. In 3rd place, just a solid race, just kept on plugging away. Red Pie Racing led for a little bit, then was second, then were 3rd now. Pico, the comeback of the night from 4th into 2nd place with 29 laps, and the winner with 31 laps is Team Limilo, who did really well just to keep themselves Teen and Clydie. Oh, it's been such a week. Clean and tidy. I'm going to write down those results. Tim is giving me the sign that's either a rude swear word or it's to remind me to play the sponsors video. Yes, in a moment, dear. I will do that. He's giving me the face. Last one. I can't write and talk. It's impossible. Like, talking is hard enough on its own. Writing and talking is impossible. Wonderful race. Again, that's 2. We've been treated to a pair of quality heats there tonight. Nice. Thank you, everyone. Good work. Right. Where are we now? Winter sponsors 2018. That'll be us. Oh, it's been a busy old week. Sponsors, we wouldn't be here without you. We love you very much, and we love all the original people who backed us on Kickstarter 2 years ago. But extra special thank you to Limilo, the winners you just saw. They do wonderful DevOps software and support and services. So check out Limilo if you need any DevOps amazingly goodness. Next up, IQaudIO, amazing Raspberry Pi based DACs and hats and amps. So if you're into audio and you want some really good sounding stuff, check out their website. Next up, Electromaker.io, community of hardware hackers. Check out their competition with Microchip at the moment, using one of their new IoT boards. Design something for the IoT and win lots of amazing prizes. Go and check it out. Next up, Mod My Pi. All of your Raspberry Pi needs in one place. Keep your eyes peeled for amazing Christmas tutorials that are coming. I know this because I wrote them. Next up, POSIX, accurate indoor GPS positioning systems. We have their tags and boards on the new Raptor robots, which will be racing very, very soon. We promise. We're just finishing off some testing. So if you're interested in sponsoring Formula Pi, please drop us an email at info@formulapi.com. We'd love to hear from you. As I said last time, if you are a large online-based bookseller, we have tried to reach out to you. We would love to hear from you. Please drop us an email at info@formulapi.com based on this week's last events. Please get in touch. We've tried to get in touch with you now. I've been very persistent. So please, I'm asking you in return, get back in touch. Love to hear from you. On to our final heat tonight. We have 3 lined up tonight, and we'll be doing another 3? 2 tomorrow night. Yeah, I can't count. Yes, so tonight we'll be doing 3. This is the 3rd of 3 tonight, and I will get underway introducing the next 5 robots. I'll shuffle my papers. First up, on the outside lane, with all of the googly eyes in the world, it is Chitty Chitty Pi Pi from Poole in the UK. There's a missing pi there off the name. But they have been 9th and 5th so far in their previous Formula Pi series. They've got a best lap time so far of 16.54. That's the best time we've seen so far in the season. They're currently sitting joint 12th, so looking to improve on their results tonight. Next up, in the middle, we have House Robot number 1, who enjoys long walks on the beach, romantic novels, and candlelight dinners, I've heard. It also runs the base code library that we hand out at the beginning of all Formula Pi seasons to everybody who enters. So we'll just be running the base code. Next up, we have Team Crosshead, which were Team Yoshi from Ibisu, Shibuya in Japan. They've been coding for 1 year. They are previous Formula Pi champions and had a testing time of 17.56, but are yet to race with us this season. So good to have Team Yoshi back. Next up, we have SerGPIO Pirez. I've been practicing. From Oxfordshire in the UK, they've had so far a DNS and a DNS, and they are currently in 17th position on the leaderboard. So hopefully tonight, SerGPIO Pirez will get away. And finally, on the outside, we have Whacky Racer, who got 13th in their first season of Formula Pi. They got a very closely fought 2nd place with champions Lambda P last year. They are from Saint-Ouen in France. They got 15.4 seconds in reverse in testing, and currently sitting joint 7th in the leaderboard. And breathe, 2, 3, 4. Yes, send them away, please.
Okay, satellite sequence, please.
So, SerGPIO Pirez is like, think of him as the Red Bull Racing to Toro Rosso, or maybe the other way around. Oh, he didn't get away! Oh, but the other 4 robots have, and it's carnage. It's absolute chaos. All 4 robots have piled into each other, and Chitty Chitty Pi Pi is off on his X-rated rampages again. Honestly, Simon, have a word. I mean, we had this in testing. Looks like the green light underneath robot, that is the house robot that's getting away. We don't care about that. I can go. We're interested in these 3 here. Oh, there's a reboot from Chitty Chitty Pi Pi. Oh no, I just saw the cycle of the colour of the lights, but we've got 3 robots here. 1 dead robot that's just limply placed over the top, and the house robot is on its merry old way. Pico asked for carnage in the chat. You're welcome. Ask, and we will try to provide. Oh no, that is not looking good. Whacky Racer have done a lap backwards, and they're still going backwards. They did backwards in the testing very, very convincingly, but it's no good for racing. You get no points for going backwards. Nobody's actually completed a lap yet. we've had 2 races where it's just amazing, and there's so many laps and so much good overtaking and racing and close calls, and now we have absolute chaos. And there's Chitty Chitty Pi Pi off backwards here. But Chitty Chitty Pi Pi, actually, sorry, I've just seen Chitty Chitty Pi Pi going backwards. That means they've restarted themselves, which is great. But now all 4 robots are piled into each other on the start-finish straight. And come on, Chitty Chitty, let's go backwards. Let's reverse this. The house robot's currently with 1 lap, but everybody's just in a pile on the start straight. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So one of the rules of Formula Pi, which we put in the start, because we wanted to make sure racing was kind of really autonomous, you know, like no people. We said that we wouldn't touch the robots once they started. And we kind of regret that when things like this happen. We want to just pick them up and help them and be like, oh, come on. Right, that looks like Chitty Chitty Pi Pi have just unlapped their 1 negative lap. Come on, Chitty Chitty Pi Pi. Come on. Oh, he's going to go the other way. Ah, come on now. I think the house robots actually beached themselves. Yep, the house robot is stuck on the barriers. Oh, this is quite the disaster for everyone involved. Now, SerGPIO Pirez, despite not having left the line, is actually leading this race because they've completed the most cumulative laps. Lols. Let's be having you, everyone. Come on now. Let's start being a bit more serious about this whole racing thing. I mean, I know we're all here for lols, but come on, let's have some laps, please. I'm begging you. From a commentary perspective, whoa, properly Whacky Racer there, really just not giving a damn about anything. Oh, this is I think Simon is reminiscing about the good old days in the chat, and it's just like the good old days. Yeah, it is historical. Wow, there's some. What's all this rotating on 1 wheel? What? I don't understand what's happening. This is not Strictly Come Dancing. Crosshead's got a lap in! Yes! Yes! Team Crosshead have a lap in. Right. Oh no. Oh no! Oh, reboot. Oh. We've had 2 absolutely astoundingly brilliant heats and 1 complete mess. I love you all, but I don't know what to do with this. This is house robots just got their lap back. Come on. So I'm gonna have to consult the rules here because I'm unsure as to whether we actually give out points until people have hit a certain number of laps in the races. Because we found that people who didn't do laps were getting points for not doing a lot, and people got 30 points. At least 5 laps must be completed. Right, now, serious chat time now, kids. We need 5 laps out of you. We can't give any points out for this. This is lols, but it doesn't help any of us. Least of all me in the commentary box, because there's not a lot I can do. And we don't want the house robot to get all the points, right? Because, you know, they don't count. We take them out of the leaderboard. They don't count. They're just so that everybody has a 5 robot race. Because it would be bad if they... Oh, the house robot's now restarted as well. Did you plan this, Tim? No. He's weeping at his desk because there's nothing he can do about it. This. Ugh. Making that noise because I have to talk for 5 minutes with not a lot happening. Whacky Racer though, completing some really good laps in reverse, but that doesn't help us at all. So I can't actually give out any points for this heat. Ryan just said in the chat, this other rubbish auto racing company won't get any entertainment like this. You're damn straight. Come to Formula Pi for the thrills and spills and the entertainment. We have the lols and we have the highs and lows of autonomous racing. This is what we're here for. This is what we do. This is why we come out week on week on week and do this. Is because we have amazing heats like we just had, and then we had despair like this, and it's the highs and the lows. It's both ends of the spectrum of racing. I mean, you know, where else can you watch someone go backwards absolutely spotlessly but not get any points? This is quite the comparison, isn't it? It would. I think Pico's in the chat saying, I would love SerGPIO Pirez to just burst into life. I would too. It would be brilliant if all of a sudden it was like 3 minutes to go and it just went, I'm now going to do my laps. I've waited. I am now the butterfly and I will now emerge into the arena and do all my laps to the best of my ability. Just take the win, take the 10 points, run off into the distance, be like, lols, guys. This is... So, to recap with what's happening so far, everything is on fire. Nothing is working. Whacky Racer have completed... They're about to now do their 8th lap in reverse. No points for that performance. Crosshead completed a lap, then had a knock and had a reboot and has not come back to life. Chitty Chitty Pi Pi did restart, but is now stuck, I think. Can we go back to the carnage on the start-finish line, please, Tim? So I can deconstruct the scene. They seem to have stopped now. There's a light under each robot, so everyone's still on. But everyone's not moving. Crosshead got in a lap, House Robot got in a lap. SerGPIO Pirez didn't start. Chitty Chitty Pi Pi. Oh, there's life. Someone's moving. Who's this? There's a red light at the bottom of the robot. Who's this? Who's this? It's Chitty Chitty Pi Pi. Right, Chitty Chitty Pi Pi are back. No, they're not. That's it. That was momentary burst of life. Nothing. Whacky Racer just moving about the way. We now have minus laps that have gone off the screen. Do you know what? We actually talked about this. No one will do more than minus 10 laps. Who would do more than minus 10 laps? Thank you, Whacky Racer, for breaking what we said would never happen. Brilliant. This has been a season... Oh! They've just turned round. They've decided minus 12 laps was enough. And then I stuck on SerGPIO Pirez. This is... well, quite the heat. They're not going to be able to do more than 11 laps, but they might be able to just at least get themselves back to minus 9 here. Wow. What an evening. This has actually been quite representative of some avoidance there as well from Whacky Racer now. There was some avoidance going around there. They were slowing down, thinking about where to go and manoeuvring around the stationary robot. So they can do this. They have the code. But clearly something is not quite working out when they're going in the wrong direction to make a move to turn the robot around and go around the right way. No avoidance that time, though. The plot thickens. Well, you join us after 2 really good heats. I would rewind, personally. Go back about 25-30 minutes. Watch the previous 2 heats as well. And you can see the highs and lows of Formula Pi in all of its glory. Autonomous racing, providing everything that you know and love about software development and hardware development. The frills and spills, but that appears to be it, ladies and gentlemen. But first, tonight, minus 10 laps from Whacky Racer, and this will be 0 point for everyone. Minus 10 from Whacky Racer, 0 for Chitty Chitty Pi Pi, 0 for SerGPIO Pirez, 1 lap for the House Robot number 1, and 1 for previous champions, Team Yoshi. Now, there's a lot to digest about that last heat. We will check all of the robots once we've finished the race here to make sure that the reboot of the non-start of SerGPIO Pirez is not a mechanical. We'll double check that. Also, some of the mysterious things that we've seen this evening we will investigate as well, just to make sure that there's nothing fishy about any of the robots. But that is it for tonight. If there are any problems, we will run an extra heat tomorrow night.
No, in place of the House Robots.
In place of the House Robots. So we have 2 House Robots taking part tomorrow night, so we will slot in any robots that we think are a little bit suspicious tomorrow night. With my tummy rumbling. Sorry if everybody heard that on the internet. It's dinner time. So to recap, -10 laps for Whacky Racer, 0 for Chitty Chitty Pi Pi, SerGPIO Pirez, and 1 lap for the House Robot, 1 lap for Team Yoshi in that last heat. I will just make a note of those findings. Fabulous. Tim, come around here if you're going to talk, because you know that I hate you talking in the corner and it sounds awful on the old microphone.
Okay, Aaron just radioed down that SerGPIO Pirez started the minute he picked it up.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So we'll investigate anyway and see if we can find
We'll
anything.
keep you posted, Pico, as per usual. Right. Anything else to announce for tonight?
That is probably everything.
No, Tim looks like a deer in the headlamps because I asked him a question on the microphone. That's it for tonight. So we're done. We will join you again. We'll be here tomorrow night, same time, 6:30. The YouTube channel of ours, Pyborg, has the scheduled live event thing. Go and subscribe, ask for notifications, and you'll get a lovely little ping on your phone when we go live. Thanks again for all of your support this week, and we will see you all tomorrow night. I hope you have a lovely evening and have something really nice and relaxing planned. I don't know what we're doing, but it doesn't matter. Right, speak to you later. See you in Discord. Bye.